Hi everyone, it's Beachy Nails. I'm going to show you guys the chisel technique that I've been using. Here is my white camo nail, and this is the one that I'm going to show you guys on. I went ahead and I painted a swatch stick, just one coat of white, and I have my palette buddy on my thumb, and I have a flat end brush. Any size. I mean, if you want to use a smaller one, you can. And the whole trick of this is you have to use the very tip of the brush, which is called the chisel of the brush. I'm going to go in, and first I'm going to go in with a light gray, and I'm dabbing it off. I am dabbing it off. When I go into the paint, I am dabbing it off. I'm going to go ahead on the swatch stick. Now I have to face it towards me. I'm sorry. And the tip end of the brush. Now I just did random. I did lightly. And I'm doing mine vertically. I'm going to go in and I'm going to get the dark gray. Dab some off. And again, it's random. Now I do have white on here. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of white, even though I painted the nail white with one coat. And that I'm just going to put random. And I also have this pearl color. These are acrylic paints that I'm using. I'm going to mix a little bit of the pearl with a little bit of the dark gray. Dab some off. You can also dab some off on a paper towel. And take a look at it. If you want more darker gray, add more darker gray. If you want it lighter, add more light colors. It's all to your preference. For me, what I see a little bit too much white, more white than what I want. I'm going to add more light gray. If I add too much light gray, I can always come back in with my white acrylic paint. I'm going to add more of the pearl color. I want a little bit of a sparkle, just a tad, not too much. Make that random. Using the tip end of the brush. Now this is what we have so far. I want to add a little bit more dark gray. So I'm going to go in on my palette, wipe my brush off a little bit, go on my palette, just dipping the chisel end into the brush. I'm going to dab a little bit off. And just add some in random. If you want some darker, don't dab any off. It's all to your preference, to your liking, to your eye. Sorry, that's the puppies playing. And I'm going to go ahead and let this dry, and then I'm going to apply a top coat. Once your nail is all the way dry, you can go ahead and apply your top coat. I use fresh paints. I find this at Five Below. It dries fairly fast. Now the key thing is when you want all of this to stay true and not blend in like a gradient, when you apply your top coat, don't drag, just quickly. When you're doing a gradient, you want to obviously drag it to blend the colors. I don't want to blend these. I want them to stay separate like that. One swipe. That's all it takes. After I get the first coat on, I can add more if I want. Hit your free edge and your edges. Go ahead and let that dry, and we'll come back and we'll stamp it. Okay, so I used image plate XXLI. I first stamped with white. I just used Funky Fingers white. And for the black, I used Cosmetic Arts. I find this very handy to stamp with. I stamped this after I stamped the white. And now this is the original. And this is the one that I just did. This is shiny, glossy. This one is matte. They both were double stamped. Very, very easy to do, you guys. And that's it. You guys take care. Have a nice day. Hang 10. Bye-bye.